Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Sunday, February the 5th is race number 6 at the Great Race Place Santa Anita. It's an intriguing Kentucky Oaks prep, perhaps. The Grade 2 Las Virgenes Stakes has a short field, but a select field, because you've got a champion in here, the number 2 Champagne Room, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and then you've got the uber-promising number 4 Unique Bella, who has been simply sensational in her last 2 races.
You can make the argument going into this race. You have the champion coming off the layoff. She might be a distant second choice in here because Unique Bella, I'm not going to be surprised if she's odds on.
Remember, folks, head on over to those Race of the Day event page to get those Formulator past performances. They're free. Download them and then handicap along with us in post-position order. The number 1's Mopetism. You're a big fan of Mopetism. You backed her in the Starlet at 33-1. It was a super opinion. She got in a little bit of trouble and she finished a good third, and then she came right back to win her maiden.
And I understand if you want to poke a hole in that field that she faced. You know, Spooky Woods, I know she came back to win next up, but it was only with a 73, and she hasn't really panned out to what the price tag was for her. I just like this filly. I think there's a lot going on. She's won outright on the lead, and I know that was her only victory thus far, but I don't think she absolutely has to have it. You look at the pedigree, distance is going to be her friend. There's a part of me that just looks at it and says, maybe Sunday's not the day. I think she's going to be a decent one. I won't be surprised if we see her in the Kentucky.
She's got a big pedigree by Uncle Mo out of a Bernardini mare. And you mentioned her tactical speed. Maybe she gets the lead, maybe she sits off, but at least she'll be close, and that's where you want to be at Santa Anita.
Certainly, and it's going to be really interesting. I almost feel like Flavian Pratt has to play off of the big girls in this spot. If he outbreaks them, go on with it. If they break like a shot and go right to the front, sit back and say, you know what, we'll pick up the pieces.
Now we have an uncertain weather forecast. The good news is that Mopetism handled a track with a little bit of moisture in it last time.
Yeah, that's not going to be any sort of an issue at this stage in the game. The only concern is she good enough to run with the big 2?
Number 2 is Champagne Room, last year's 2-year-old filly champion, upset winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. And listen, she's already won around 2 turns. She does have good, solid tactical speed. I guess if Mopetism isn't on the lead, Champagne Room could be out there, perhaps setting the pace under Mario Gutierrez. The problem is the figs. She's run 5 times in her career. She's yet to crack an 80 on the Beyer scale. Unique Bella's cracked 85 in her last 2. Champagne Room somehow in start number 6 has to improve.
Yeah, and that's the most fascinating thing. She won't be the favorite. I mean, how often have we seen a prior year champion come back in a race and they're not the favorite? And guess what? She won't be close to the favorite.
Oh, I don't think so.
You might get 3-1 on this filly because Unique Bella is going to take a ton of money. She needs to run the race of her life. Let's just be honest. If she's going to win in a spot like this, doesn't mean she can't. And like you say, the fact that she did that as a 2-year-old, it's promising, but she's going to need to improve.
Lost in the fact that a lot of horses in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies had trouble. And I'm talking about significant trouble, especially the 3rd place finisher, American Gal, who was hung all the way out wide and then came back to run 2nd in the Starlet with an 83 Beyer. Lost in that was that Champagne Room actually did what she had to do in that race. She ran quite well. Mario was able to extricate himself from any sort of trouble, stalked the pace on the outside. She took over with ease turning into the stretch, and then she kept on to her task. So I think a lot of folks are downplaying her effort because a lot of other horses had trouble, but she ran. She has to run better.
Yeah, I thought she ran perfectly fine that day.
Absolutely.
Like you say, she did what she was supposed to do, and it was nice to see. She had a spot of trouble in the Chandelier, and she rebounded out of that nicely. She's always shown that she has promise and ability. She's been professional since day one. She's just going to need to run faster.
You and I are fans of the number 3, Mistress of the Night, who turned back to 6.5 furlongs in an off-the-turf maiden special weight, and with first-time blinkers, she just shot through on the inside and finished like a nice horse. Richard Baltas, Corey Nakatani, that is a very hot trainer-jockey tandem right now in Southern California.
Certainly is. For me, you know, we talked about it. We were on DRF Live that day right afterward. I said the worst thing that could happen to this filly is that they stretch her back out. I think she has a lot of ability. I think there is a future for her. I wonder if it's going short or going, 6-7 furlongs. Boy, you want to talk about the deep end. She's probably going to be the longest shot in the field, and she deserves to be.
Number 4 is Unique Bella. All eyes on Unique Bella. Winner by 10 1/4 lengths of her maiden at Del Mar. She came right back to win the Santa Ynez by 7.5 lengths. That was a solid field. Shane's Girlfriend was coming into that race off a gigantic win in the Delta Downs jackpot, and Unique Bella humbled that group. Now she's got to handle 2 turns for the first time, but when you look at this pedigree, it really shouldn't be a problem.
And you look at her physically. You would think 2 turns is only going to be her friend. The concern becomes ultimately her manners, because she pulls in every one of her races. Now you got to go 2 turns with her. There's a part of me that wonders if Mike Smith breaks, if they just go and say, you know what, we're on the best horse. The distance isn't supposed to be a problem. The thing that was most sort of fascinating and brilliant about that run in the Santa Ynez wasn't the fact that she won by 7, it was the fact that she never got out of a gallop.
Oh, no doubt.
So it's going to be interesting to see if she handles 2 turns, which she should. She is way, way, way the horse to beat.
The number 5, Miss Southern Miss, had a very underrated 2-year-old campaign for Keith DeZormo, the rare Keith DeZormo debut winner.
Yep.
She was then subsequently multiple graded stakes placed. The Del Mar debutante was a disappointing performance, and then Keith switched her to the turf, and I think that's where she's going to end up down the road. But in a short field here, an opportunity to get even more black type, I understand why she's here.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all for coming back here. It's not like she ran poorly on dirt in the past. The other thing, too, is that Del Mar debutante, she got slammed pretty bad out of the gate. I don't want to completely hold it against her. I agree, though. I think ultimately she's a turf horse.
Before we give our selections,
yes,
I think we need to stress that we both believe that Unique Bella is way the horse to beat. Unique Bella is a must-use in any sort of multiple race wager, and personally for me, I am going to be betting very lightly in this race, if at all.
No, if I'm being honest, I think she wins. I think she's going to win. I'm not picking her, though.
And let's see who you're picking in this race. Your loyalty is a big thing for you. You're very loyal.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it is. I'm not downplaying that, but I think this is a nice filly.
I agree.
I don't know that she'll ever be a monster, but I do think there are going to be races for her down the road. And that's the thing, too. With a race like this, I think Unique Bella might be a freak. I think she might just be that much better than everyone else. She's going to be 2 to 5. I have no interest in playing a horse, stretching out for the first time. Don't know if she can sit off of a horse. And Mopatism, I made her 6 to 1. I think I'm going to get 6 to 1, if not more. She's worth a couple bucks for me.
I'm curious to see what we get from the champion Champagne Room. Like you, I believe she'll go off in the 3 to 1 range. Like you, I think she'll be slightly in front of Unique Bella, perhaps at some point of this race. I think she's in prime position when the field turns into the stretch. We'll find out if she's good enough. Fans of Champagne Room have this feeling in the pit of their stomach that a storm is coming, and that Unique Bella is the storm, and if she wins this race, she's on her way to be favored for the Kentucky Oaks. She's probably favored right now.
I think she's slam dunk favored right now, and if for some reason the 2 turns is an issue, then yeah, all of a sudden this division goes right back up into chaos. If the 2 turns isn't a problem, she is the heavy, heavy, heavy favorite.
1-4-2 for Matt. Taking a little shot with Mopatism, 2-4 for me. Taking a little shot with Champagne Room. If you're playing the Santa Anita Sunday card from home, $300 sign-up bonus is waiting for you at drf.com/trifecta. Approximate post time for race number 6. This important Kentucky Oaks prep at Santa Anita is 1:30 Pacific. Best of luck.